Yes, once again, you welcome here and Happy New Year to everyone. Cowboys fans, it's a pleasure to be with you in this new year. Jerry Jones has done this before, and Cowboys fans know exactly how this movie usually ends. The moment reports started circulating that Jerry Jones might try to speak directly to the George Pickens instead of working full through his agent, alarms went off across the Dallas Cowboys fan base. This was not just another contract rumor. This is felt familiar, too familiar, because we have seen this exact strategy play out before, and last time it did not end well. Today, we are breaking down what is really happening inside the star, why Jerry Jones' hands-on negotiation style keeps creating problems, how this situation mirrors the Micah Parsons fallout, and how all of this connect to the Cowboys' growing salary cap crisis and the release of the Trayvon Diggs and the uncertain future of the roster. This is not just about George Pickens, it is about control patterns and whether the Dallas Cowboys have learned anything from their recent past. Jerry Jones and the pattern Cowboys fans cannot ignore. Jerry Jones has always believed that his personal relationship with players matter more than traditional negotiation structures. He sees himself not just as an owner but as a father figure, a mentor, and a final decision maker. That approach worked decades ago. It does not work at the same way in today in National Football League. When agents are bypassed, trust erodes. When trust erodes, negotiation becomes personal. And when things become personal, business decision turns emotional. That's exactly what is happening with the Micah Parsons. Jerry Jones restricted full engaging with Parsons agents. Communications broke down, the relationship soured, and eventually Dallas made one of the most controversial moves in recent franchise history by trading away generation defensive talent. Now George Pickens is standing at the center of the similar storm. George Pickens and dedicated negotiation. Pickens is a player that Cowboys want to keep. There is no debate about that internally. He brings physicality, edge, and explosive ability to the wider receiver room. But he is also represented by David Mulugeta, one of the most powerful and respected agents in NFL. That, of course, matters. When Jerry Jones says publicly that he will probably speak to both player and agent, but that he certainly intends to speaking with George, it sends a message, and that message is not reassuring. Agents exist for a reason. They protect the players from emotional pressure and ensure negotiation remains professional. When an owner publicly suggests direct communication with a player, it can be interpreted as an attempt to weaken the agent's position. This is where history starts repeating itself. Why this feels like Micah Parsons all over again? With Micah Parsons, the Cowboys believed they could manage the situation internally. Jerry Jones believed his relationship with the player would override the agent involvement. Instead, it created resentment. Parsons felt disrespected, his representation felt ignored, and Cowboys lost leverage the moment the situation became public. Now, Cowboys fans are asking a painful question. Is Jerry Jones doing it again? Because of if this negotiation with Pickens collapses, Dallas will not just lose a talent receiver, they will reinforce a league-wide reputation that negotiating with the Cowboys is unnecessarily complicated. The salary cap crisis makes everything worse. The timing of this could not be worse. Dallas Cowboys are projected to be anywhere from $35 million to $47 million over 2026 salary cap. That is not a small problem, that is a roster-shaping crisis. The team will be forced to restructure major contracts. Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Tyler Smith, every move will have consequences down to the line. This is why release of Trevon Diggs happened. Trevon Diggs and end of the soap era. When Cowboys parted away with the Trevon Diggs, it closed a long and frustrating chapter. Once a Pro Bowl cornerback, Diggs became ongoing question mark due to the injury and inconsistency. By releasing him, Dallas created approximately $12.5 million in cap saving for the 2026. They need that money desperately. Diggs will pass through waivers and likely become a free agent. At 27 years old, he will get opportunities elsewhere, but his value is no longer what it once was. Potentially, landing spots mentioned around the league, including New England, Los Angeles, Pittsburgh, and New York, but his departure speaks at larger truth. The Cowboys are trimming whether they can. Dallas is facing a future where every contract decision must be precise. Mistakes cannot be afforded. This makes George Pickens' situation even more dangerous. If negotiations fail, Dallas does not have the financial flexibility to easily replace him. And if Jerry Jones creates friction when none needs to exist, the cost could be far greater than one player. There are 4 players Dallas would ideally like to retain in free agents. We have kicker Brandon Aubrey, wide receiver George Pickens, running back Javonte Williams, edge rusher Jadeveon Clowney. That is not a cheap list. Every negotiation must be smooth, respected, and efficient. And ego-driven approach increases the risk of losing valuable contribution. Beyond the headlines names, Dallas also faces decision on depth players like Kenneth Murray, Donovan Wilson, Peyton Turner, Brock Hoffman, and T.G. Bass. These players may not dominate headlines, but they matter when injuries pile up during the season. Losing too many of them creates roster instability. Then there is A.J. Smith, the son of the Cowboys legend Emmitt Smith, has declared for the 2026 draft. He is likely to be underdrafted and making him a lower cost option for the team with limited cap space. At 5 feet 11 inches and 211 pounds, Smith showed flashes at Texas and scoring 4 touchdowns on limited carries. The idea of the Smith wearing the Cowboys jersey again is appealing. The cost would be minimal and the need at running back is real. This is the kind of cost of move Dallas may be forced to rely on more often. Dak Prescott quietly strong season. Lost in chaos is the fact that Prescott is having one of the best seasons of his career. over 4,400 passing yards, 30 touchdowns, only 10 interceptions, and yet the team is hovering around the mediocrity. That disconnect defines the modern Cowboys. Jerry Jones' promise and fan skepticism. Jerry Jones has promised that Cowboys will be better on defense next season. Cowboys fans have heard similar promises before. Words are not enough anymore. Fans want evidence that lessons have been learned, that mistakes will not be repeated, that negotiation will not be implored due to pride. Here we have a big question. This is not video about George Pickens. It is not video about Trevon Diggs. This is not even about salary cap. This is about whether Jerry Jones can adopt. The National Football League has changed. Power dynamics have changed. Players and agents are more organized, more informed, and less willing to accept old school tactics. If Jerry Jones continues to believe that personal control is more important than professional structure, the Cowboys will continue to cycling through the same problems. And then Cowboys fans will continue watching the same movie, hoping for different ending. So, real question is simple. Is this pattern that will finally break, or are the Dallas Cowboys about to relive another self-inflicted disaster? Because of the history is a guide, fans already knows